Sit down. Can I have a pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Council, we've got the regular meeting minutes. Any corrections, additions, approval?
Make a motion to approve.
Second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the March 12th, 2024 regular meeting minutes. All in favor say aye. And any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, council. Unfinished business. You have the ordinance that we've been kind of digesting. I put it in pink for you. I did take your suggestions from the previous and the previous and the previous and the previous. And then took out the color, made it all black now. So I would like for you to peruse through it one more time, two more times, whatever, and bring it back for the next council meeting for more edits if you so desire, change, whatever, and then possible approval if it's satisfactory. Like it has been said before, this language has more options, definite steps in it. So please take it serious enough to bring it back to next meeting, not tomorrow, but next meeting. The green sheet Mr. Bodie from Les Schwab called up and was checking to see how the process of tires were for the 2014 pickup. And he also, in that conversation, let us know that there's sale going on. And I said, well, then give me another quote, give me another piece of paper. So that is the new one on one side. And then on the other side is the discount tires quote that was approved at the last meeting. So I'm giving this to you to take away, discount, possible re-motion, new motion, if you so desire, for the Les Schwab sale price.
And the sale price includes the number?
Yes, I think it's kind of a no-brainer myself to just go with Schwab's now.
It's nice that they found a sale.
Crazy how that happened. It happened.
And actually, it was a fluke that he called to check up on what was being asked for previously. So,
Do you want a motion? Or?
you have to, because you made a motion for the other guy before.
Okay. So I make a motion that we go with Les Schwab for the tires and the liners for the 2014.
Okay, it's moved and seconded to go with Les Schwab for the 2014 tires. The quote is $1,113.03, which includes the alignment price.
Yeah.
And then we don't have to lose 3 hours going down.
Right.
Okay. Council, you all should have received an email signifying the end of the state audit. On April 1st, the office will be closed at 11 o'clock due to an exit conference with the state auditor. Council, we need to know which two of you wish to attend to avoid a quorum, which saves the town money and having to reschedule for the auditor's travel time, which would also be an extra cost to the town. So what you're looking at is 30 minutes versus 3 hours of,
What day is the first stop?
Monday.
no,
I won't be able to do it.
I'd like to do either. What did they mean in their letter by Teams? They like to do it with Teams?
Like Zoom.
yes.
It's a Zoom.
Zoom meeting.
Okay. So we can get it on our computer.
You'll come to the town office. And,
I'll be in Arizona. It's spring break next week. So I don't know how many other people are traveling or doing something. But it said that we could do it.
Zoom.
The Zoom.
In the office. You have to be in the office.
It said to ask you for the
Should be a link or whatever.
link. And that we can get it on our computers.
Right, but any more than 2 people constitutes a quorum.
Mhm.
And then we have to do it as an open public meeting, which is when the auditor, we have to reschedule it for the auditor to come to Lind, and that is the money, because then it's an open public meeting.
Well, I don't see there being a whole bunch of people. Why couldn't people just come to the office if they wanted to be a part of it? And then
Because
those
then
of
we
us
have to
who
reschedule for the auditor.
Only if there's 2 council members.
Excuse me.
Only if there's 2 council
Excuse me,
members.
we've got it under control, thank you.
But we can make it an open public meeting, and those of us maybe take a lunch break or something could join in on the Zoom to be able to hear it. Because I think, like she said in her letter, it's important for all of us to know what's going on. So
So you want me to
Well-
reschedule it? We can't, if we do more than 2 people schedule more than 2 people on April 1st, we have to reschedule it.
More than 2 council members.
Correct. Because then she will have to come here and do it in person.
why can't she do it
Right, but
by computer?
That was her stipulation.
It didn't
As
say
an
that
open
in the
public
letter.
meeting. Oh, that was her stipulation when she communicated with us. We were gonna stress that if we would only have 2 people present in the office, and if more than 3 people were going to do it, then it would be an open public meeting, and she would come down to do it as a council meeting, as an
Oh,
open
okay.
public
Well,
meeting,
why don't we do it that way?
because of the cost.
Schedule it.
The cost.
It's gonna cost several $100s.
It's $140 per hour.
There's a lot of people that are interested in the audit, and all of us here need to learn about the audit, so
It'd still be
doing
during
it
the day.
together.
It would still be during the days.
Okay. There's at least 3 of us that can do it during the day,
And that would be a quorum.
and it would be an open meeting. I would recommend it. Might as well have the lady there answer our questions and explain things that we might not understand.
We can get with her to see what her schedule is then. Okay, and then go from there. So, we will,
Reschedule.
get back with you on that. Okay, so thanks on that. Well 7, waiting for the pump to arrive in the next few weeks. The entire town is still operating on 1 well. Well 8 is only running once every 24 hours, which is good. Yes. Of course, as demand goes up, the well will run more. With watering of the lawns around the corner, we are still under the previous guidelines set by council for conservation, conserving. So please remember that when you are watering, you are using your drinking water. Council, I've given you the long sheet that explains the goals to comply with the Small Water System Management Program. And I believe it was done in this same room last year. We did the goals. The goal that was decided is reducing seasonal summer demand by 25 gallons per day for residential customers within the next 6 years, which is the year 2029. So that's what was decided before. We are still going to use the schedule set before. Residential, and that's the little small sheet, I think. Limit your watering to 2 hours per day. For the school, you've got the football field and the grade school playground watering Monday and Friday, each station running for 20 minutes. And I think that the front yards of the buildings could be considered as a residential yard, since it's the front of the building, in front of your house. So that could be every day, right? Residential. Cemetery would be Tuesdays and Thursdays, and each one of their stations running for 20 minutes as well. And then that leaves the town parks being watered on Wednesdays.
Only Wednesdays?
Only Wednesdays, because if the football field and the playground is Monday and Friday, and then the cemetery is Tuesdays and Thursdays, then that leaves the Wednesdays for the parks.
What about Saturday and Sunday?
That is up for grabs. It's always been just Monday through Friday. So if the cemetery,
We could change that.
well, this is from what the
Right.
previous years. If the school wanted a Saturday and then the cemetery wanted a Sunday, well, then that would be an agreement that they would have to talk together.
Well, I'm talking about our parks. Our parks need water too. We've got all those big old trees that are dying. We gotta pay attention to the parks. That's where the kids play and people bring their families to.
That's later in the program here, yes. So we all can get together and discuss that. Right now, remember the football field has 11 stations. The grade school playground has 6 stations. And currently, right today, they are set for an hour each. So if you just the football field, 11 stations, that's 11 hours. That drains that reservoir like a straw. Cemetery, they have 8 stations for their watering process. And then the town parks, we've got the main park, Lions Club, South Side, and then the Centennial 4. And I believe that the main park has 3 stations. I'm not quite sure. 3 or 4.
You have to hand water the one. It's
Hand watering is the
Centennial.
Centennial and the Lions Club, and then the South Side Park as well.
there's no timers.
No.
Just 2.
Just on the main park.
Is there timers at the cemetery?
Well, they got different stations, so yes.
But I mean, does somebody have to physically turn them on and on? Or
No,
is it time?
No, it's
Okay.
time, yeah. And we did water on the cemetery. The water is on at the cemetery. Today we got that turned on. Zach told Stephen that the football field is on. They aren't watering yet, but the football field
They've
is
been putting a lot of work in up there. We've spent a bit of money and had a lot of guys up there aerating and doing all kinds of stuff because they're determined to play football in that field.
Yeah, we need to have Yeah, have it done, yes. But the problem with, having one station be an hour long, that I think is over excessive of, use of water. So if they're working on trying to get it done more efficiently, kudos to them.
Yeah, they're not doing the playground because they're not sure of how much water they're gonna be allowed. They don't wanna waste money trying to get their playground in good shape for the kids if it's just gonna die.
Well, everything's coming back, so that's a good thing that I've seen. So that's what I'm going to lay on the table. Residential is still, can't remember what it was, but it's October last year, 2 years ago. 22. Residential watering 2 hours per day. School and cemetery and then parks. When the new pump is put in and running, it will be tested for a little bit until they know that everything is okay. So we're still sitting on pins and needles a little bit. So I appreciate everyone's cooperation to conserve. Pretty soon we won't have to worry about that word.
Is the well repair finished? They're just waiting for the motor? The pump?
It's bored down, or the casing, and they got their piece of equipment out, and they are taking a little bit of caution with the extension of the, what do you call it?
Casing?
Casing, yeah. So I think what they want to do is wait for the pump to get here and then see how it acts going down, so.
What is gonna happen with the pump that's already there? Is it possible to use that pump for another project? And we're gonna keep it, they're not hauling it
Oh,
away?
no, yeah.
It's gonna be well taken care of.
Does
So I
it,
know they'll destroy it if they think it's just gonna be garbage, but if they know that that we wanna keep it for future.
does it need to be refurbished?
That part I haven't asked because I've been concentrating on just trying to get things done up. So, but yes, Joe is got that on his list.
Okay.
Where are they going to put it?
But what?
That big motor?
It'll stay right where in the house where it is now.
Okay, and then everything will be moved around and,
Yeah.
for the other part.
Okay. Free dump day is a reminder here, April 27th, located at the town shop on 2nd Street, 8 o'clock until the truck is full or people quit coming.
You say 22nd or 27th?
7th, Saturday,
What time did you say?
8 o'clock.
And get there early.
Yeah.
Because
It's lined,
it's full, it's gone.
it's lined up all the way down to the main intersection. John Wayne Trail Riders are going to be traveling through May 21st. Okay. With the Vacation Bible students, kids, children, young adults here, we've discovered, and I'm back up. I am not blaming anybody that is in the park right now. We've discovered in preparation for them, we've discovered some vandalism in the city park, the electrical box, and fixing of the valve box. The heat tape didn't work through our cold spell, extreme cold spell. The heat tape did not work because someone broke into the electrical panel, the electrical box, and turned off electricity. We now have to replace the backflow device as well as sprinkler valves. So just a guesstimate, estimated cost for parts, $3,500. And I've got, insurance is gonna be called on that. So,
Wasn't that electric box locked at one time?
yes, that's what I said, it got broken into.
They broke the lock.
Okay, so, the blue sheet. Trees in the park, an arborist came to inspect the trees and found several in need of removal or treatment. For the safety of our community, I asked for a quote from Top Tree LLC, who evidently is doing work for the Hooterite community now. Very nice, very knowledgeable, went to all the parks. They quoted a day fee of the $4,000. Much cheaper than quote per tree. Do you see? It's probably halfway down the sheet. Keep going down. See what's happening.
It says zero here, but it says
Thank you.
amount.
The quote is zero, but the actual payment is $4,000.
They can do this on a day.
Okay, so they recommended 7 trees to be worked on while he was going around, okay? Emphasis on the safety of our community. I can't remember what year that some of those trees were cut down, but the big old trees you'd think would be solid, when they fell, the center was all rotted out. And so some of those probably not in the same condition. The tree, just for instance, picture the park as you're looking from the highway. The corner tree that's got the Y, okay, at the Y, he stuck his probe gently, just like a sponge, into that Y. So it's rotted totally through the
That needs to come completely down.
Actually, he said that could stay for a year or two if we needed some more attention to other trees. So, it's just,
Does he do stump removal? Is that part of,
that would cost more.
but he can do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and talk with him again to see what his time schedule is for, seeing how many crew members that he could bring in to do this one day, 7.5 hours worth of care for our parks, for our trees. There's some in the Centennial that need attention, like pruning out or whatever. There's professional. He's very professional. It's not one of the chop, 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 chop. So,
Did you look at all 4 parks?
yeah. So anyway, that's,
He's gonna chop and prune. You might want to ask him if he's gonna bitch the ends out.
Okay.
Because last time that wasn't done, you'll get disease,
yeah, that's why I kind of quizzed him a little bit. And when he said that his crew was out with the Hooterites community, that they aren't gonna have some fly-by-night guy. So anyway. All right, so moving on, I've got code enforcement, the white legal size copy that's in your packets.
Just on this, we do have 5,000 in for tree trimming.
Yes.
At the end of the budget.
With the red font, the legal with red, I folded it backwards so the red would stick out.
Bingo.
Okay, you can see that is recent list of letters that were previously sent designating nuisances. At the bottom of the red, there is the one person comment that came through. And right now, all of those that are on that sheet are going to be into that step 2. And you have the step 1 letter sample, step 2 sample, and then moving on if it needs to be into step 3. So all of those are in the step 2 process. So those will be sent out tomorrow because we had given them to the council meeting to plead their case, I guess. That's which one said. Okay. A kind of a happy note, maybe, if you're interested. Fiber optic broadband update. Okay, it's been a long time in the process trying to go through all the paperwork and everything. There will be construction going on starting in early fall in 3 sections of town for everyone to have the capability to connect to high-speed fiber optics if they want to. It's not automatic, you have to sign up to receive it.
Right.
Okay. So council, you will be presented a final draft of the franchise agreement to look over again as soon as the county gives it back to me. And why I say again is the first draft was given to the previous council. So you and Jim have kind of no idea what it was in, but it's an agreement with the county and the broadband to do their business with burying the cable or putting the cable overhead in different areas. So
Who's the broadband company?
that's yet to be bid out.
Oh, okay,
This is with the county.
okay.
Okay. So the changes that we requested before have been ironed out, and like I said, where the it's going to be underground, and then where the cable is going to be overhead, they will be using the CenturyLink. Is it CenturyLink? CenturyTel. Anyway, the phone poles.
CenturyTel, yeah.
Okay. CenturyLink. CenturyLink.
Yeah.
Anyway, they have to have an agreement with them to use their poles. It's not a business poles. So anyway, all right. So that's kind of a good news. Now, you'll have to know the area a little bit. The fiber trunk line for Lind is going to come from a cell tower on Hyman Road, which is above Wall Road, which is just south of I-90. Okay. Gonna go across Urquhart and then hit Neilson, come down Neilson, which is the cemetery road, and then down into town. The junction box, I guess is what they call them, is going to be at the county shop. And then they'll disperse up there from there. So there's a little mental map. Council. Take one and pass on. This is a continuation of what was asked before. Employee diary, and please know that it's just a brief synopsis of snapshot of the duties that have been performed in the from the last meeting to this meeting. So that's your information. We'll return to the finance, or to the agenda for the finance committee report.
Can I ask a question? Chlorine cylinder rental. What is that? Is that?
I'm thinking,
Oh.
who's it with?
It says offsite.
That's where we keep the chlorine. They charge us for rental of the container that we keep the chlorine in.
Is that a yearly rate or a monthly?
Each barrel of chlorine cost, and then you are renting the barrels.
Mhm.
And it's just, we exchange, we buy, we exchange, we buy, we exchange.
Full of
This is an order of chlorine.
Thank you. Pacific Power Group annual maintenance.
That's your generators, remember?
So they still exercise then, the generators was
Every Tuesday.
every Tuesday, or both of them down at sewer plant.
Don't have to at sewer plant, it's automatic.
Oh, it comes off, oh yeah, that's right, that's, yeah, it's just by line.
Right.
So how many batteries do you get for $563 for the dump trucks? Was it for 2 dump trucks, 4
3?
I think it's 3.
I don't know.
that went into 2 vehicles? 3 vehicles or 1?
I think it was the 1 dump truck, and I think it was 3 batteries.
We'll have to look that up. I thought it was 2 trucks myself.
Oh, I don't know.
We'll have to check.
Yeah, I move to approve payment of warrants dated from 3/12/2024 to 3/25/2024 in the amount of $20,902.15.
Is there a second?
Second that one.
Moved and seconded to approve the warrant check register of March 12th to March 25th of 2024 in the dollar amount of $20,902.15. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, also move to approve the pending invoices dated March 7th through March 25th of 2024 in the amount of $38,886.62. Right on.
Okay. Laura. Okay, it's moved and seconded to approve the outstanding invoices from March 7th to March 25th of 2024 in the dollar amount $38,886.62. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, council, comments and concerns.
The other dump truck beside that's not coming. Is it the other one?
No, they both run.
Oh, they both.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. No, I don't have nothing tonight, thanks. Good.
Okay.
I have several things, but I'm gonna try to limit them.
Okay.
This is out of the mayor councilperson handbook. And Appendix 2, page 63, it says the mayor's veto power. In towns, the mayor has no veto power,
Yeah, I found that out.
okay? And then
It's only for ordinances.
the mayor's leadership role. The mayor occupies the highest elective office in municipal government and is expected to provide the leadership necessary to keep the city moving in the proper direction. Effective mayors see themselves not only as leaders staking out policy positions, but also as facilitators of effective teamwork. As a mayor, you have a special set of long-term responsibilities not shared by many others. You are supposed to be a community leader and a political leader. Yet most of the trials and tribulations you will be facing in your long-term office will deal with housekeeping. And then it talks about setting goals. The role of the city council in cities of all sizes is becoming more demanding and complex. In order to get anything accomplished, elected officials must work together to define and agree upon mutual goals. This is one of the most challenging aspects of being a mayor and working with a city council. Goal setting provides a framework for city action. By setting short-term and long-term goals, then deciding which are the most important, you and the council can define what your city government will try to achieve. Staff then have clear guidelines regarding what you and the council want to accomplish, and you have a way of evaluating your programs and services. I just thought I'd throw that out there. So, because we need a lot more cooperation in order to achieve our goals. We throw things out there and it just seems like we get roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. I don't know. There's security issues. It's just one thing after another. And as town council people, we aren't even allowed to do our duty. Like checking out the buildings and the wells and the sewer plants and that kind of thing without, during the day. I mean, even when nobody's there, we're not allowed to go on there. As far as security goes, I'm not trying to brag, but I probably had the highest security clearance of anybody probably in this town. So for me, it's not an issue to be allowed anywhere in this town. So, to use that, I just don't think that holds water. Also, we have a town seal, correct? Where is it?
It's in the vault.
Okay. We tried to get something sealed one day and it said the town council had it. And do we have a notary public in the office? You are? Okay. And do we have a position for volunteers in the office? It is an actual position?
What do you mean a position? We accept volunteers that work for the town.
Are they bonded?
No,
I mean,
volunteers don't have
in the
to.
town office?
Volunteers don't have to.
Who handles the money
I do,
when you're not here?
all of those.
Okay.
Well, people, when they pay, the person receives checks and stuff. But Paul is in the office at the same time.
Who created the volunteer positions?
Excuse me.
It is officially a position. Is it, if it is, I'd like to see the paperwork on it.
What you're talking about is an office sub. Correct.
Airport maintenance. Jamie and I went up to the airport and it looks like crap. You've got cracks in the runway that I could put my foot in. I mean, they're like yay wide. A lot of them have weeds growing in them. I mean, their dips are not even filled in. We've got to do something about that.
It is being worked with Century West, the airport division of Century West. So, yes.
And what's that going to cost us?
I don't know. The FEMA was the last project that was up there, and that is being, well, I don't know what year that was, 2019? So yes, it's.
Oh, that's been a while then. Okay.
Which engineer is that? Who's their airport engineer?
Excuse me,
Who's the airport engineer?
Century West.
Well, Dan Remick is working with the town. Which one's the airport one? You said that we're with an airport one.
It's within the Century West office.
But you don't know the guy's name?
Yes, I do.
What's his name?
It is a female.
Well, what's her name? Why are you not just saying her name?
Samantha.
Thank you.
And then this last one I have has been brought to my attention. I know nothing about it. There's been some concern that Pete is driving a town truck home.
No.
No? Okay. Oh, and one more thing, by the way.
Only one?
Yeah, just one more. Yeah. Well, yeah, empty. We have probably at least a dozen people that fact check the information that is disseminated from this meeting. So anything that is questionable is brought to our attention. And sometimes, we can research it for the validity of it. So anyway, just throwing that out there. Okay, you're on.
Oh, I wait one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm good for this meeting.
Okay, the airport is really gonna need to be sprayed pretty soon. There's a lot of weeds coming up out there. There's signs falling off of the fencing, garbage, etc. How often does the crew wander up there? Is it a certain set thing or just kind of?
I don't think they've been up there for years, Jackie, otherwise them cracks.
Yes, we have.
You cracked it, the town crew, she cracks it. I've said that all along.
I think it's a much bigger job than it can.
It's not that
I'm
bad.
It's
pretty sure Tom
everywhere.
Cruise doesn't have the equipment.
No joke, it's wide,
Thank you.
it's wide. So that's not good for the airplanes.
Prevention's
Dan,
better.
Dan is trying to backtrack a little bit with FEMA, the project that was up there for FEMA. So if he gets anything with that, well, that would be great. If not, it's gonna be another project, another bid, I guess. So that's all I know.
Well, there is funding through WASDOT Aviation, 95% grant, 5% match.
Right now, I think that's what he's trying to go for.
And the notary, how much is the charge for a notary?
There is no charge for notary
It's free,
services.
okay. Wasn't sure. The park trees. The best thing for these trees is before we get into the hot and heavy part of the summer would be to take hoses out and slowly water at the base of the trees. Could we please make that a priority, something that they can do during the day? You know, it doesn't have to be full force or anything, but you really want it to soak into the ground as far as it can before we get really, really hot. And I hate to see all these beautiful trees that have been here forever and the ones that were planted by a senior at the high school. I hate to see them be lost. So if we can do some extra watering with a hose at the base of the trees, that'll be extremely helpful to them. Okay. And we checked out the windsock at the airport and it looks to be okay. Is there a part missing that wasn't there? Or?
Well, we fixed it, and we still have to put the light back up on it. There's no light on it.
It looked like there was one.
It's broke. I have the new light in the office.
Okay, because we walked out to it, we're looking for something broken.
You go up there now.
Well, it got, we got a new winch and we got the pole all done up almost immediately as soon as we could get the parts. So, but the light had to be ordered.
I just wasn't sure from what we saw what was going on. When Jim and I wanted to tour the different facilities and just go and take a look around, you told us that for safety reasons and terrorism reasons that we couldn't do it, that we'd have to set up a special tour with you. Did you come up with any dates?
No.
Well, quite frankly, calling the people on your council or insinuating that we're terrorists or that we're a threat to any of those is wrong. We should be able to go and to look around. You did it when you were a council person. You took pictures.
And the
You walked
sign,
in without asking or telling. We came to the office and told you what we were gonna do. We let you know, we just wanna walk around, we don't wanna go to the facilities. I see the guys are out working on something at the treatment plant and it's open, so when we got there, it was locked.
You know, Jamie, we've never been able to go in those facilities without a public works person accompanying you.
There were public works guys there.
They were there.
So you didn't look at your calendar and try to find I asked for a Saturday so that all of us can maybe go and have a look around. and
Just
see
to
the
say for a
wells.
Saturday, that means you have to have somebody that has to go out there that is not being paid on a Saturday. So you're gonna pay somebody on a Saturday, and you don't wanna pay
Mayor-
anyway.
The mayor was gonna.
She was gonna do that.
Okay,
Isn't somebody on call for 2 hours? during
okay, then
Saturday?
you can pay them.
Aren't they on call for 2 hours on
guys,
Saturday?
Polly is right.
And we weren't asking for anybody to stop the work they were doing. We just wanted to kind of, since
Oh,
I'm
I
very
know.
familiar with the wastewater treatment
When I
plant.
showed you the reports that we had to do for our CAC, or with our CAC, was the vulnerability and the security of the wells, the water systems, the wastewater treatment plants, of anything. And I also told you as well, remember, that's where the sign of unauthorized people have no entry came from the shop. So
Well, you might
that
get
is
some
where,
argument as to whether we're authorized or not.
No,
The
there-
town council,
it's just a
and we're
security.
responsible to know what it is that we're.
It's a security thing. If you're not authorized, which you are not authorized,
Council
for
Are you authorized?
when I have to go out there with the public works people. But in order to do what you want, it would have to be 2 at a time. Because there, if you've got
Then you
3,
have one.
yeah, yeah. And as far as doing a schedule, I was waiting for you to pinpoint.
You said you'd look at your schedule and find a couple Saturdays that you'd be available.
Oh, I didn't remember saying that.
That's why I
turn it
asked.
around and whatever, but not this weekend. But it's a serious thing now, and the I don't know, the emergency things that we have to go through, the plans that have to be made for the town. It's just, if you're not authorized, you don't need to be out there. And if you've got the credentials and everything, I mean, a sewer plan's a sewer plant. A well is a well, you know. I don't know.
Where we got all the credentials. Does that make it?
All I know is that this is what has been told to me in the RCAC when they were doing the planning for all of this. What was her name? Sandy Duffy in with the FEMA when we had the fire.
So if I've got qualifications, then I can go on there.
Not without being authorized.
And you're the person that would authorize.
That's what I've
to go out.
been saying.
So you knew that we were going out there,
The gates are closed when anything's out there. So it wasn't just special for you to close the gate. No. They're locked.
but resorted me for that. And an employee showed up to go in there and turned around and left.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, well, maybe Stephen was in there working.
Yes, he was.
Do you have anything else?
Go ahead.
A comment on who's renting the last hangar that has all the chemicals in it? When we were up there, they had a hose connected to the water spigot, and it was just blowing water all over the place.
The
You
spigot
didn't
that's
say
next,
anything when you came back to the office.
we didn't come back in after that. We came back in after we went.
There's something wrong with the airport.
Well, I just turned the water off, simple solution.
Let's see.
Yeah, the, what do they call it, phosphorus?
Yeah.
Up there next to the furthest building, there's a green hose connected to that, and that leaks.
Okay, so that would
So it needs to
be,
It's usually for the crop sprayers.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of who
Yeah.
took over Jim Ayers.
Took the two
Oh, Send It Flying.
right down the end.
Send It Flying is now.
Signet,
Send
Send it.
it,
send it.
Just send it.
send it.
Yeah.
Last building.
But I will, let them know that their hose doesn't work, right?
It's not their
Not the
hose,
hose.
it's the phosphorus spigot.
Okay, that's what I meant in my head.
Yeah, it's the town's. Look, it looked like it needed to be rebuilt.
Yeah, it looked like
It's
it.
just-
It's been in there for years, Jack.
Looked like it needed a new ring or something in there.
They usually do, especially if that's made in China.
Okay, I'll let them know.
I think that's it.
Anything else? Okay,
You want to-
yeah, please. Okay, public comment section at council's discretion. And we have, agenda item for discussion, Denise Need.
Yeah, I have a couple of things. So I just want to make sure, you said that a volunteer position was created at the office and you're going to show Jim the paperwork where it was created?
No, I did not. It's an office sub, and it's a volunteer office sub.
And who created that position?
There's no creation, it's whenever the clerk is
No,
gone.
council has to create a position like
Okay,
that.
I will write
So,
that down.
next, broken meters. how many broken meters are there, and how can you expect some people in town to adhere to a water restriction if quite a few people can run as much water as they want to without restricting? How many broken meters are there? I believe you've been asked that several times before. So is that, I don't know?
I'm not quite sure because we have replaced some of the meters, so.
You say
I don't
that every
know.
time you're asked. I think next time, council, could we have her bring you a copy of how many broken meters are in town?
I don't, I have to go through with,
It's at the office.
Well, that's what I
Stephen
mean,
was,
you have the
Stephen was
actual list.
working on it today.
Oh,
Tammy has,
So could council have a list next meeting of the broken meters?
No, Denise,
okay, that's all right.
I mean, was that a yes or a no? Seriously, you're not gonna give it to him? Okay. And next, Henry's position was removed a month ago. Are you planning on writing him a paycheck this Friday, Paula?
He will be paid a severance pay, yes,
Was that severance pay approved by council?
it's payroll.
There's no,
Anytime anybody leaves the, employment, you pay them their sick days. So we
sick
have,
days, maybe. That's not severance pay. That's their sick days, and they don't believe vacations included. Will you
No,
be
there's no
giving them a list of that so they can compare? All bills, that's another point I have, is all the bills are supposed to be available for council to look at. They should be brought to these meetings with the check or whatever it is. They need to be able to see the actual bills. And secondly, didn't Jamie ask you last meeting to run the warrant register the day of, so you didn't have the pending thing? I thought Jamie
no,
asked
I
you
don't
that.
believe that I asked that. I just said that I'd go to the office and try to figure out
Well,
why we have to have both lists.
could we ask them to just run it the day of the meeting, so you have a current one and don't have
How
the
early
pending?
do you run?
the council packets are ready on Fridays.
Do you run it on Friday?
The list is printed on Friday. The pending invoices are the invoices we get that haven't been paid yet, that are due between this meeting and the next meeting, which is why we have a pending invoice list.
Well, if you
So-
haven't received the bill though,
Oh.
you wouldn't have the balance of it.
They're bills we've received that are due before the next meeting.
So if you can
So
run
They're
it the
bills
day
you get
of
down
the
before the
meeting,
next
it's
meeting.
current.
Excuse me, if you've already received the bill,
But you haven't approved payment for them yet.
well, we don't until they're on the check register.
No, we have that, the pending invoices as well.
It just seems like an unnecessary step.
okay,
If you've already got the invoice and you know you're gonna pay it, why don't you just put it under
The
the,
day of the meeting.
this one? Put it on here and that's what we approve.
It's what the previous clerk did.
So why don't we change it and do it the easy way and the right way?
Who says who says that's right?
Because it's
It's right by your standards, but the
Well, it's
previous
kind of-
clerk did it
It's
the other
hard to
way.
keep track of
we
everything.
went way back when, we did go to the pending because of, and it's nailed right to the Visa card, okay?
Yeah.
If it wasn't paid when it needed to be, then that's where we would get like $50 worth of finance charges.
But the Visa charge is on your pending list.
And now that Visa, that example is there on the pending, so we can pay Visa without getting the finance charge because you have to have your check in to them 10 days before the due date.
You guys always pay payroll way before it's ever approved, so you don't have to do what you're saying with the CenturyLink. You can
I
pay
do
it.
not understand what the problem really is because it's just bills that have come through.
The state auditor
To me-
approved it.
To me,
Just run it
if
the
you already
day of.
have these, why don't you just cut the check and put it on here and then we'll approve it?
We could if it was during that time period there.
as of Friday. Right?
Why don't you do it as of the day of the meeting, then there's no question.
Well, we can't do it as the day of the meeting.
Well, because they give us all the information on Friday, is what they're saying.
And that came from a long time ago, that the council wanted to have the packets ready so that they could come in Friday and get, so they could use that weekend to read, to get, look at the bills if they wanted, the warrants in the office, if they wanted.
And you looked at the warrants, the bills that were ready
That's
to be paid,
dedication
that were
right
on
there.
the pending list. And came into the office before the previous meeting, before the last
So
meeting.
Okay,
if you don't care anything about doing that, well, then we won't do it anymore.
Okay, so I just have questions about it. I want to understand why you need to. If you already have the invoice, put it on here for us to approve it. To be amended. Why do you have a section to be amended?
Because you asked for your packets on Friday, and I still get bills on Monday and Tuesday before the council meeting.
So it's just the total that's to be amended, not the ones below it.
Correct.
And you wouldn't have to do any of that if you just ran it on Monday
And I
afternoon
can't do that
and put it
because
in
the
your
pending
packet.
the packet is due on Friday. I can't do it on Monday because your packet is due on Friday. So what Denise is saying is not possible.
I get it.
Alright,
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, the fire station contract, whatever happened with that?
It's with the fire, yeah, your 4 minutes are up, but the fire, station has it, or
And then if we have dump trucks, why did we not haul our own solid waste? Why did we pay $6,000 to do it the other way?
number one, we don't
you're
have
not
a
gonna haul
container.
solid waste,
I think
you're not gonna haul solid waste in a,
Yeah, it has
in a
to
regular
be.
dump
Ours
truck.
isn't big enough? Okay.
Well, it's not contained
They do it up in Odessa, so I didn't.
in their own dump truck.
Yeah, they haul it in themselves, but I don't know what the difference in the trucks is.
I've been directed by council that your 4 minutes are up. Vicki Richardson is signed up.
Paula, you might have the office check what the sheriff office states on these loose dog issues, because the people that have loose dogs that are running aren't gonna like the solution they got.
Okay.
What was that?
Is there someone's particular that needs to be said?
The sheriff office said shoot to kill. You could not name it, you had to shoot to kill it and watch Vicky where you shoot them. So I don't have a ricochet. So these dogs that keep getting out, getting into our yard, and I'm not gonna name names, but
You know, just name my fucking name. I'm sorry, I apologize. You're calling me out. You have me on video. On video. I apologize, the entire council and Miss Paula. Okay, I do. I apologize right now. She has me on video. Was it 2 nights ago? 3 nights ago? I can't remember. My dogs jumped the fence. Her boyfriend, or whoever he is to her, called my husband and said, Stephen, your dogs are out. Hey, I jump in the truck. I go to go get my truck. Get my truck. I go half a block across my in-laws. I yell at my dogs and I yell at Jeff. Thank you for calling me. You know what I did this one right here? And I am not going to apologize for it. You're sitting here going like this. I didn't even get out of my truck. You're going like this, going like this. I take offense to it because you've already told me that you were going to shoot my dogs. And I do not apologize. The only thing I apologize for is I did not say it correctly. How I did not say it correctly is because you did not fucking understand the first time I told you to it.
Please watch your language.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I take offense of being called a fucking cunt and
Okay,
everything
this-
else.
this-
That is what I was called,
No.
and there was somebody there, Jeff was there and saw it. So I have offense with that. She did it, not me.
Yes, I did. No, you
Ladies, we're done. Thank you.
did. I said my piece and it's already on video.
Okay.
Is there a way that you could fix the dogs being able to jump the fence?
Yes, I already did that.
It's, yeah.
But I thought,
Okay, next person on the list is Amy Olson.
My question is, and the only reason why I'm bringing the question up is I was following the two trucks out of town. They immediately stopped right in front of me. I stopped, thank God. I knew my distance between the vehicles. No turn signals or anything, but two of the city workers were going out to the city dump. Is there any update on that? When it's gonna open or what work is being done or?
Nope.
No updates, they were just out there?
They were going to check out we've got gravel ordered. And as far as the opening, we don't know yet because we still have to burn it. So pray that the wind does not blow.
It makes sense.
And if it rains, we could still burn.
It's supposed to rain tomorrow.
Okay, we can still burn.
And I have another real quick question that comes to mind real quick.
And the owner of the property has stated that he wants his property to be posted to stay off of his land in order to dump. So he is planning ahead for those who have abused the road, abused the dump, going through things backwards over the trail.
So they go up there, wow.
And so we're working really hard to amend what's been done,
Right.
amend to keep the town dump open because it is needed.
Yes.
We have a lot of brush and trees, limbs, whatever to get done. So that is the status, which is kind of non-status.
Okay, I was just curious. I just seen the two trucks going out there, and like I said, it almost caused an accident. And then my second question is that I recall, like, meetings back last year, the council had asked about, like, maybe being along with the city workers and getting trained out at the waste station about, like, how it runs and about the facility and stuff. And then I hear tonight that you guys asked to do some of that, and then that was shut down. Like, I'm not understanding. It's like being told one thing and then not accepting another thing. Did something change within the last year or so of that?
Yes, reports did. We don't have the capability to have any gate open that let anybody go out through there like they used to have. Otherwise, there'd be no fence. So now there's a fence for security and safety for anybody and all.
That's always, I
So,
thought that's always been in place. I mean, this was just like within last year when we had
That's
all
the-
of the well.
council, that's the end of the citizens.
I just have a question on the asphalt that was dumped out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
What's gonna happen with
Yeah,
that?
so I'm not,
Excuse me. The asphalt that is there is being researched to grind up
Okay,
and use for the road
okay,
like originally wanted. It's just takes time.
okay.
You know, if it sits there through hot summers, it will melt together and be one giant brick.
It's already a giant brick, I can guarantee you that.
Well, I disagree with you because we're.
I don't, I've worked on this shit for years.
And I will call you for your hammer.
Just get an excavator, that's what you're gonna need to chunk it up.
I thought you meant you were.
You said that we're trying to help the gentleman that owns the land and dump us on. Are we,
Excuse me, we are still in a meeting.
are we purchasing signs or helping him in any way to post things?
This is, right now is the first time that he's, I've had notice of that. So I will get with him, to, do a plan for that.
Yeah,
We do
I mean,
have-
he gives us that area of his land.
We do have,
To use.
the gate. I'm sorry.
What?
We do have the gate posted. We do have the trail posted. We do have the back side posted. We just don't have his field, posted. But a sign is a sign, and I will over it.
Is somebody going to maintain along the sides of the road there? Because I know if that sagebrush starts to grow in, people end up with scratched paint in their vehicles.
Yeah, the sagebrush has, taken over that section of road that I know that you're talking about, so,
Okay.
yeah. Anything else?
Make a motion to adjourn. I want a cup of tea.
Second.
I turned that.
Thank you.
Get your time cards, please.